It's gotta feel nice fighting here at home. I mean, how are you feeling right now, getting ready to go into this big fight?
At the moment, I feel calm. Pretty nervous. Heart's beating pretty fast right now. Got a bunch of people in front of me with cameras, so yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of feelings. Yeah, definitely a lot.
But those are the kind of things that also I imagine as the fight gets closer, it turns to excitement, turns to anticipation before you step in the cage.
They have before, yeah, they have before. In past fights, you know, it's like sometimes they've turned into excitement, sometimes they've turned into anger. I mean, it really depends on the fight. Yeah. So this one, after this fight, I'll be able to go back and explain to you like what they transferred into for this one. Yeah.
So a lot of these, I mean, because this seems a little bit different than maybe what we've seen you in past ones. Is this because of the opponent? Is this just maybe because of past outcomes? I mean, why the difference maybe this fight week, it seems, than fight weeks of past?
I think it's a different time. I've been through just life, right? And different events in my life that have just caused me to change. Yeah, it's a new moment. It's not a past fight. It's not a past fight week. It's a new moment, and as long as I continue to just grow and absorb new moments, I believe that it's another experience for me, right? Like, it's not like a past fight. It's a new fight, and so this is a new experience for me, and I'm not relying on past experiences to determine my current experience.
So this is going to be a big fight week. How do you visualize it playing out, and how do you visualize the fight itself playing out that night?
I don't spend a lot of time visualizing how it's going to play out because I don't want to get caught up into an expectation of how it's going to turn out or like a solid outcome. Because I've done that in the past, and it's in a sense kind of like caused me to get let down, you know? Like, I had my mind set on a certain way that a fight was going to go, and in that moment it didn't happen. And just internally, it's just not a good feeling. So when it comes to visualizing it, when it does come in my mind, I visualize like possibilities, and then I just let them pass.
Okay. So do you go in with a set plan, or do you basically go into the cage, see how it plays out, and then take it from there?
Just take it from there. Yeah. As soon as I go in there, I think that I'll know exactly what to do when opportunities present themselves.
How familiar were you with him before this fight got booked?
Not too familiar until he came to get his knee rehab, and then yeah, just like seeing on a day-to-day basis, and me being here training and him getting like PT, so we got to see each other, you know, a few times.
This is before the fight got booked, or after?
After the injury occurred, so after the fight was, you know, like.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So what was that like? Was that weird, or was that okay?
It wasn't weird. No. I thought it would be, right? Like, I'm like, oh wow, like Forrest Griffin told me like, oh yeah, he's gonna come and spend the week here. I'm like, so obviously with visualization, I'm like, and it turned out to be nothing like I expected, right? So, no, it wasn't weird. It wasn't weird. It was actually like just pretty relaxed, which was at the time it was a good feeling. Yeah.
Were you guys friendly with each other? Cautiously friendly.
I'd say pretty neutral.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty neutral. Mutual level of respect. It wasn't like, you know, yeah, just a mutual level of respect. Yeah.
It was civil. It wasn't like you weren't mean mugging each other.
That's a really good word. Yeah.
We know the first time that this fight was booked, you were really excited for it, so I'm sure you're happy that it got rebooked. But have you had to temper your excitement a little bit this time around, just from based on last time?
Yeah. When I first got the opportunity, it's very exciting. I always told myself before, like, I wasn't gonna fight at home until it was like a big thing, and like where I'm from, everybody knew and like rallied behind me.
Right.
But when that opportunity presented itself, I took it. And this is a great thing for me, and very excited. Just that's like the perfect word for it. So then when it didn't happen, things just kind of like energy drain. And when it got rebooked, I did not build up myself as much because I was also coming off a loss, which I didn't take lightly. And that performance to me was something that it really ate me up. I'm like, what was I doing? I just didn't really know. I go back and just think how I felt in the fight and everything. I really couldn't connect. It took me a long time. So I didn't really build myself back up to have that excitement. I had to take a few steps back and just get real with myself, pretty much. Yeah.
So you think by the time the fight rolls around, you'll be back to feeling it, like when you see him standing across from you?
You'll see it when it happens. Yeah, you'll see it when it happens. I don't know. And that's another thing too. I don't want to expect anything. You know, like the expectation of something or how I'm gonna feel. I just don't want to let myself down, right? Like when things come, I'm prepared. I'm prepared to absorb new experiences, to take them in, to grow from them. Whatever it is that the experiences are, perfect. You know, I'm not like, I'm gonna be so hyped up and I'm whatever, man.
Is there any change in game plan for you when you fight a guy like him who obviously has, background in one particular, set of MMA? You're an MMA fighter. Does that change your game plan at all? I know you like to stand and bang and everything, but he's known for kickboxing.
Is there a change in game plan?
Not to give too much away or anything.
Not so much a change. I can't say that there's like a specific thing that's like, hey, you need to change this. More of a realization of my tools when I need to use them. Whether it be striking, just in an MMA aspect. I love to stand and bang. I love stand and bang. I love to, just put on exciting fights and fight, fight hard. But it's MMA, and I must be prepared for everything in order to win, come out safe, everything else. So it's not so much a, game plan. It's just knowing what I have and what I can use if I need to.